Let's bring in Kiron Skinner, Fox News contributor and senior advisor at the Heritage Foundation. The administration, the Pentagon, had to know that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be a problem after attacking Iran. Why is it that we can't seem to get the Iranians to release their grip on the strait?
Well, the U.S. military was well prepared for what it's facing. And the administration never said that this would be easy, but it has had enormous success in fully degrading the Iranian Navy and its Air Force and taking out many of its most lethal weapons. But at the same time, Iran has the gift of geography, 1,000 miles along the Persian Gulf, and it has mountains and caves nearby where its remaining weapons become more lethal than they would in another situation. For example, medium-range missiles now are incredibly valuable. They can be used from mountains and caves along the Persian Gulf to menace and destroy ships that are trying to transit the Persian Gulf. That's a problem. And despite the fact that the administration has taken out so many, the fact that they have any left allows the IRGC to live another day. In addition, they have the capacity to use small attack boats and other methods that a bigger military like the U.S. does not have readily available. Furthermore, I'd like to say the Europeans need to do more and join this fight. The U.S. is carrying much of the burden alone with Israel as well. And given the multi-pronged attack of the Iranians with what little they have left, the West needs to be unified to end this fight.
Alex Gray is the former chief of staff at the National Security Council. He says that reopening the strait is doable but difficult. Listen.
I have advocated that we need to go in and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is something that the U.S. Navy has prepared to do for at least 40 years. They did some of that in the late 1980s. The Navy knows how to do it, but it's a complicated mission. It's a dangerous mission.
Okay, it's complicated and dangerous, but, you know, why not go in and do it?
Actually, it is happening. And so I agree with Alex. It needs to be done. I agree in particular with his point that the U.S. military has been preparing for this for decades. And so I do want the audience to know that the administration is not just building on what it has observed in the last few weeks. This has been worked on through war gaming and other preparations for many decades across the U.S. interagency and the national security sphere. But this is also a time in which the U.S. has done something that it had not done before. It has taken out the leadership of Iran, and it has taken out many others as well. So this is a very different phase, which makes, I think, the Persian Gulf a much more contested space than it would have been otherwise. And thus, taking out or opening up the Strait of Hormuz is not as straightforward as one might think. And given the fact also that Iranian proxies are still living another day is a problem. Hezbollah's been degraded, but it's still there. The fact that the Houthis in Yemen have entered the fray means that this is much more of a regional conflict. And many of the regional partners are trying to decide how kinetic they're prepared to become. And those questions are being debated and discussed now. The Arab Gulf states are facing quite a bit of pounding with U.S. military bases and with embassies and consulates in the region. So it's not quite right to say just open up the Strait of Hormuz. Give the U.S. military time because it's taking on all of these dimensions mainly by itself all at once. Yeah. It's a profound military effort that has been undertaken.
Well, the president is saying that Iran has a couple of days to stop blocking the strait, and if not, they're in for it. We'll see what transpires of all this. Kiron Skinner. Kiron, thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.